Are we helping our children as parents? Are we helping our children as big sisters, big brothers? It's not necessarily you having your own child, but I mean children in general. Are we helping them or we are killing them? As a nation, are we trying to do the right thing? Are we trying to shape our children in a way that when they grow, they will not depart from it? That is what the Bible says. And so is that what we are doing? Or we are killing these children? If we are not doing the right thing, if we are not leading a life that would, shape the children for them to grow to be great people for this nation and beyond, then it means that there is a problem. Yes, because when you compare the level of discipline from now and then the level of discipline we have previously, if it comes to children respecting elderly people, if it comes to children, respecting their big sisters, their parents, their guardians and all that, in the olden days, and then when you compare that respect, that discipline to this current generation, it's like we've shifted our attention to something else. It's like we've adopted a culture that will kill us. It's like we've adopted a culture or a kind of training that we are giving to our children, that the children are living to, kill us, and they will surely kill us one day. I wouldn't be surprised to see, a child. I wouldn't be surprised to see a child kill a parent in future. Do you know why? Because nowadays, anytime our kids have gone wrong, and then we try to cover up the wrong, when we try to pretend as if there is nothing wrong. Even in the olden days or our time growing up, even in school, sometimes there's always a time when you go for morning assembly, there's always a time that the teachers will check they'll check your fingernails, they'll check your hair, they will check your teeth. You have to show your teeth for your teacher to be sure that you brush your teeth. You have to bring your fingernails, show your fingernails to your teacher, so that your teacher will be so sure that your fingernails are clean and well kept. But what do we see today? I'm not sure that we still have that in our schools. I'm not sure that most of the schools don't even cane the children anymore. When you ask why, they will tell you that their parents are saying we shouldn't lash them. Their parents are saying we shouldn't cane them. Their parents are saying this. Their parents are saying that. And that brings us to the question, are we helping our children or we are killing them? If we are helping the children, then let's continue to help them. But if we are killing the children, then let's remember that whatever we are building today will surely grow to either kill us or protect us tomorrow. Yes, because this whole issue of children, or especially young ladies going to enter into marriage, and a lot of problems here and there. You see, previously, okay, when you are going to school, your parents or your mom especially will make sure that even the dress you are wearing is very long. I remember when I was in school, like my very young ages, my shoe was very big. Yeah, my dress was very long to like 11, almost up to my leg. Then you ask mommy, why won't you just, make the dress or sew it to the level of my knee? Then mommy will tell you that no, that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not how you should dress to school. Even in church, that's not how you should dress to church. It's like when you are going out, your parents will be sure that the dress you are wearing as a child is right. But what do we see today? These days, most times, you see parents who even encourage themselves. They encourage their kids to put on dresses that are extremely short. You see, the way you are training the child now, the kind of dresses you are trying to put on for this child is going to pick the same frame of dresses that you are dressing her or him with. That is exactly what he or she is going to grow with. So this child will grow to a level, and then when you tell the child to wear a longer dress, the child will tell you that, mommy, when I was growing up, that was not how that wasn't what you taught me. So why? What has changed? That is when you start fighting the child, that the child does not respect, the child does not that, the child does not done what. No. You've built a foundation that is growing. Yes. So let's be sure and let's do the right thing. When we are in for our children to be the future leaders of Ghana, then it means that we have to do the right thing by training them well. Train them well. Train them on a path that when they grow, they will not depart from it. Train them as to how they should dress well from childhood. Train them as to how they should talk to elderly people, how they should respect elderly people, how they should be disciplined as kids. You don't wait till they get to maybe JHS, SHS before you try to shape them. No. Remember that we are humans and we are all growing. So whatever you are, whatever character or behavior or whatever you are building your child in right now, that is exactly what the child will grow in for the years ahead of you. So don't think that you are just doing anything for any reason. Most times you see parents that when you go to their house, their various homes, you realize that if the child does something wrong, at first, when you do something wrong and then you are told that, and mommy tells you that maybe I'll report you to your father, hey, you are even scared, because the moment you hear your father's footsteps coming into the house, you go and hide, and you even go and report yourself before your mom will report you. But what do we see today? What do we see today? Our children have grown to a level that we can't even correct them because of the foundation we laid for them when they were very young. You see a lot of parents fighting that their kids don't respect, their kids are this, their kids don't know how to talk to other people, they don't know how to behave, they are highly indisciplined people and all that. It didn't start with a day, it didn't start from when they grew up. No, it started from when they were very young, that you thought they were young, and so you were not paying attention to their training. You were so concerned about your job. You didn't take your time to train the kids well. And so the kids will grow to be people that will be deviant in the society. Then you stand somewhere and say that, oh, this my daughter does not respect. This my daughter does not know how to cook. This generation, when we are cooking in our various homes, in the kitchen, when you are in the kitchen, when was the last time you asked your young daughter to come and stand with you? Like, she should come and stand beside you and even see what you are doing. Do we do that? No. As compared to the olden days, that when you are cooking, when your mother is cooking, you have to stand there to look at what your mom is doing. Even though she wouldn't send you, you have to stand there to look at what she's doing from the beginning till the end. And when she's done you have to stand at the kitchen to see how she's going to clean the place before, if you go and play, you go and play. But these days, you see an elderly young girl, a grown girl, the mom will be cooking. Then this young girl will be watching TV or watching a telenovela in the afternoon after school. Then the mom will be at the kitchen cooking. How do you expect her to learn how to cook? How do you expect her to keep her home? How do you expect her to be a good wife? Is that possible? No, it's not. So I don't see any reason why you should be insulting your daughter now that, now that you've gotten married, you've changed. She hasn't changed. It is the training that you gave her that has grown in her. It is the training that you gave her that is growing. You get it? Yes. So whatever you are doing right now to your children, whatever training you are giving them, you have to have this in mind, that whether are you killing the children or you are making something best out of them. If you want your daughter to be a great woman, to be a disciplined woman, to be a young woman that will be a good marriage material, as we always say, then you have to start doing that now. You have to start training her well. You don't be in the kitchen cooking and then your daughter will be outside playing or watching TV for some years, and then you expect her to be a wife that will be good at the kitchen. How do you expect her to keep her home? Because you never taught her that when she was young. So don't expect her to be a good wife. There is no reason, there wouldn't be any point to stand on that you start fighting your daughters. You see a lot of people, a lot of our mothers will start fighting as when we get to some height in life. okay? They'll start fighting you that, oh, you don't know how to cook. You have to come and learn how to cook. At age 31, should the person come back and come and learn how she can cook? The training you gave her is what has grown in her system. And so there is no way you can change this kind of person. So please, as a parent, as a teacher, as a guardian, as a young person coming up, growing up to be an adult that will be, a man or a woman of impact in Ghana, I would want you to get this and then work with it. That whatever job, whatever field of work you find yourself, don't try to be over busy that you didn't have time to train your kids well. If not, it's either you grow to cry over it, or the kid will grow to beat you in future. The kid will grow to insult you. The kid will grow to put all the blames in their lives on you that you didn't train them well. All because you were focusing on your job. All because you didn't have time. All because you felt that they were too young. One thing you have to know is that this generation that is coming up, the kids that are being born now, when they get to a stage like from 5 years upwards, don't feel that they are young. So whatever you are doing, they can't see. A lot of people, a lot of men and a lot of ladies have grown to be abusive people, not because they've planned it all. Some of them is because of the training they experienced from their parents. It's because of how their parents were acting and that they picked it from childhood. The attitudes of their parents created a lot of misconceptions about marriage to them. You see, that is why this time, this century, this season, you see young people killing themselves. You see a young man killing a woman. You see a young lady beating a man. Then ask yourself, what is going on? Most times, it's not all about psychological reasons. Most times, it comes from their homes, where they were trained from. So please, just be careful the kind of training you are giving to your words. If you know that this kind of training, if it grows in the child, you would live to cry over it, then it's better you change it now before it's too late. Because there is no time. The kids are learning very fast. The kids are picking everything they look at. They are picking everything they listen to. They are picking all that they are watching on TV. So there is no time for you as a parent, as a teacher, as a guardian to waste that, oh, you are waiting for them to grow before you teach them the right thing. Start teaching the children the right thing right now before it's too late. Because the kind of things that they are picking up these days, you'll be shocked. You will be shocked that your child will come and tell you something after school when he or she is back from school. When you have conversations with the kids, the kind of things they will tell you will even inform you that their minds are so open, even at a younger stage. That is why we must be very careful the kind of training we are giving them. This character or this whole canker that is taking over the society, these abusive issues and all that, it all started from somewhere. Yes, it all started from somewhere. You see a lot of people talking about LGBTQ, whatever. But the question is, how are we going to tackle this whole thing for it to be out of our society, since it's not part of us? The first thing we have to do is that as parents, a lot of parents intentionally dress their kids who are ladies to be guys. So the children will start picking up that, okay, when I dress like a guy, I look good. So why won't I just pick that and start dressing like a guy? And then when the child grows to a stage that the child will start acting like a man, even though she's a lady, then you start complaining that, oh, change and don't dress like that. When the child was growing up, the training you gave her is what she's speaking. It's what she's going with. So we are always told, growing up, my teachers, lecturers, most times they always tell us that you are the future leaders of Ghana. So you have to live a life that will please, you have to live a life that will please God, and also a life that will impact your generation. That is what we've been told. And that is what our younger ones are still being told. But the question is, when we don't train our children well, and they grow to be deviant in societies, would there be anybody to take charge, or would there be anybody to be a future leader of Ghana? No. That is why we must be very careful the kind of training we give to our children now. Don't overgive them rights that the child has the right to anything, and so you leave the child to do what he or she likes. Don't say that, oh, it's not by force to force the child. You can't force the child to do what he or she doesn't want to do. So you leave the child to do whatever they would want to do at a very younger age, and you expect that child to be a great person. No. There is no way you give 100% right to a small girl or to a small boy that they wouldn't abuse it. Because they don't even know what they want. Since they are young, they don't know what they want. So let's not give them too much right that they will grow to be deviant in our societies. If not, we will live to cry. And at that time too, Ghana will grow to a stage that nobody can correct any child. Nobody can, train any child in any way. Do you know why? Because we've adopted the Western culture. We have over-adopted the culture. We think that we are learning from the Western world. That for them, they are not strict on their children. So we are also trying to adapt that. But the truth is that our Ghanaian setting does not, accept that you give your child 100% right. That you give your child 100% free will for the child to do whatever he or she wants. Most times, you see young ladies doing some naughty things. Then you start asking questions. How did they learn it? Who taught them and all that? Nobody taught them. It was because of the training they had from their family. It's because of the training they had from their parents. And that is what they've picked up. It is because of the training they had from their guardians. That's what they've picked up. So tonight, I just want you to get this. I just want you to adapt this. Let's go back to how we used to train our children. Let's go back to how we used to discipline our children. Let's go back to how we used to teach our children to respect elderly people. And Ghana will be a great nation. Ghana will be a better place in future when we do that. Let's help our children. Let us not kill them. Else, we will live to enjoy their naughty lifestyles. And at that time, nobody can rebuke them. Thank you so much for your time.